Before you decide someone's worth, watch this till the end, because one small act of kindness can change a life, or even many lives. If stories that restore your faith in humanity matter to you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this deserve to be heard. The airport was louder than usual that morning. Announcements echoed endlessly, people rushed past with tired faces, and the scent of coffee blended with the tension of missed connections and last-minute goodbyes. Among the crowd stood Zara, a simple woman in her late 20s, dressed modestly, holding a worn-out handbag and a ticket she had saved months to afford. This trip meant everything to her. It wasn't luxury, it wasn't a vacation, it was an opportunity, a job interview in another city, a chance to finally lift her family out of the financial struggles they had endured for years. Her father had passed away when she was young, and her mother, though strong, was growing weaker with time. Zara had become the backbone of her home. Every step she took toward the boarding gate carried years of hope. Final call for passengers, the announcement rang out, snapping her into urgency. She tightened her grip on her bag and began walking faster, her heart pounding, not just from the rush, but from the weight of everything this flight represented. And then, she heard it. A faint voice, fragile, almost lost in the chaos. "Excuse me, please, can someone help me?" Zara paused. She looked around. Most people didn't even flinch. Some heard, but chose not to stop. Everyone had somewhere to be. Everyone had something more important. The voice came again, weaker this time. She turned, and saw him. An elderly man sat near a row of chairs, his hands trembling slightly. His clothes were simple, neat, but worn. His face carried the kind of exhaustion that wasn't just physical, it was life itself etched into every wrinkle. Without thinking twice, Zara walked toward him. "Uncle, are you okay?" she asked gently. The man looked up, relief washing over his face as if someone had finally seen him. "My flight, I don't understand these things," he said, holding a crumpled ticket. "They told me to go somewhere, I think I'm late, I can't walk very fast." Zara glanced at his ticket. Different gate, different terminal, and her heart sank. Her boarding call echoed again in the background. This was it. If she stayed, she might miss her flight. If she left, she would carry the guilt of abandoning someone who clearly needed help. She hesitated, just for a moment, then she took a deep breath. "It's okay," she said softly, forcing a reassuring smile. "I'll help you." Time seemed to speed up after that. She picked up his small bag, supported him as he stood, and began walking slowly beside him. Every step felt heavier, not because of the man, but because she knew what she was risking. "Why would you stop?" the old man asked quietly as they walked. "You look like you're in a hurry." Zara smiled faintly. "Some things are more important than being on time," she replied. But deep inside, her heart was breaking. They reached the help desk, where she spoke firmly, ensuring the man would be guided properly. She waited until someone came to assist him further, explaining everything carefully. Only then did she step back. "You'll be okay now," she said. The old man looked at her, his eyes glistening, not with weakness, but with something deeper. "Thank you," he said. "Not many people stop these days." Zara nodded, unable to speak much. She turned, and ran. She ran as fast as she could, her breath uneven, her hopes clinging to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, she could still make it. But when she reached the gate, it was closed. The screen read, "Departed." For a moment, everything went silent. The world didn't stop, but it felt like hers did. She stood there, staring at the empty gate, her chest tightening as reality settled in. She had missed it. Months of preparation, her one chance, gone. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she quickly wiped them away. She didn't want to break down, not here. "Ma'am, the flight has already left," the staff member said, not unkindly, but without emotion. "I know," she whispered. "Would you like to reschedule?" She shook her head slowly. I don't think I can afford another ticket." The staff nodded, already moving on to the next passenger. Zara stepped away, finding a quiet corner. She sat down, clutching her bag tightly, as the weight of everything finally crashed over her. For the first time in a long while, she felt defeated. Not because she had failed, but because doing the right thing had cost her something so important. She closed her eyes, whispering to herself, maybe, it wasn't meant to be. Hours passed. She eventually stood up, ready to leave the airport, unsure of what she would tell her mother, unsure of what came next. As she walked toward the exit, a voice stopped her. Miss Zara, she turned, confused. A well-dressed man stood there, accompanied by airport staff. Yes, she replied cautiously. Could you please come with us? Her heart skipped. Had something gone wrong? They led her to a private lounge, far more elegant than anything she had ever stepped into. And then, she saw him, the old man, but he looked different now. He sat comfortably, surrounded by people who treated him with a level of respect that confused her. Come, sit, he said warmly. Zara hesitated, then slowly walked closer. I don't understand, she began. The man smiled. That's because you didn't help me expecting anything in return. He paused, then continued. I own this airline. Zara froze. Her mind struggled to process the words. What? I travel like that sometimes, he explained. To see how people really are. To understand what my passengers experience. And today, I saw something rare. Zara stood speechless. You missed your flight because of me, he said. Most people would have walked away. Zara lowered her gaze. I just did what anyone should do, she murmured. He shook his head gently. No, he said, you did what most people don't. He signaled to one of the staff members, who handed Zara a new ticket. Your flight has been rescheduled, he said. Business class. Her eyes widened. In your interview, he added with a smile. I made a few calls. They're expecting you tomorrow. Zara's lips trembled. I don't know what to say. Say nothing, he replied kindly. Just promise me one thing. She looked at him. Never stop being who you are, he said. The world needs more people like you. Tears rolled down her cheeks, but this time, they weren't from loss. They were from something far more powerful. Hope. The next day, Zara made it to her interview. And weeks later, she got the job. Her life began to change, not overnight, but steadily. But more importantly, she never forgot that moment at the airport. Because she realized something that day. Kindness is never wasted. Even when it feels like you're losing something, you might actually be gaining something far greater. So the next time life puts you in a situation where doing the right thing feels costly, remember Zara, because sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can open doors you never even knew existed. And if this story touched your heart even a little, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this remind us of who we truly are.